Hi, welcome to the session. So, we have already discussed about modeling this corona vaccinator. I hope you guys have all done modeling up to this. So, we have covered the base mesh and magazine and the injector and yeah, the muzzle. So, let's name that. It's muzzle and is it LE? And if you guys remember what we discussed in the last class, you would remember that this is a muzzle where we are going to not actually we're going to fire, we're going to sense the temperature of the user. Maybe we can name it as thermal sensor. So it is something like when you put this in front of the user, it would sense the user's temperature, and it would tell you the user's temperature in the display here. So this is a display screen where you could able to see the user's temperature. So that's why we have this screen. I press F to focus. So here we're going to see that display, and then yes, here we have all the objects. Let's see how to take this. And I believe we have done some shapes here, but we forgot to put that. Maybe you guys could take a cube and you can make that a trigger. So we could take a cube and make a shape. So maybe a figure, or we go to a polygon geometry. There you could do the same. So maybe I could a normal cube that suits me well. Maybe I take the cube. Okay. So here we can do something like here we saw this model. We just move it a little over here. Yep, that would work. And I can select the face mode. And let me go over, select the face, come to my side view. So I hold the shift key and just pull this down. Then another shift, I pull this down. Then another shift, I pull this down here. That's it. Then right click, go to your vertex mode. Now select these vertices. Just move a little back here. And similarly, select these vertices, move a little back. And similarly, you could able to move them. Look at that. You can position them however you wish. Yep. And forget mode. Make this area a little bigger. Yep. Then make them closer. So let it be like this, and I don't want to smoothen this out. Let this be broad in shape, and then you could feel that the grip will be there. Don't scale this area here and get it out. That won't end good. So let me go with this. This is fine. And if you want to make this a proper structure, you can always add an insert edge loop, or you can add your shift right click and you can add a so you can shift right click and you can add your insert edge loop, or you can shift right click, you can add your offset edge loop. So offset edge loop would also work the same. So look at that. And select on this edge, you will add two edges at the side sections. Again, click here and hope you guys understood how it works. Yep. And also let me shift right click, insert edge loop. Let me add one here. Well, that's it. Now if you select the smooth, shift right click and apply smooth. Now you can see that, yeah, it's properly smooth applied. Look at it. Oh, that's a mistake there. That shouldn't happen. Yeah, because the edges are not connected to each other. So that's the problem we have there. The edges has to connect with each other. So this is how we should do that. And also one more thing, that you have to connect these edges, only then it will be a perfect one. Always remember that. So whenever you make this, try to connect the edges. If you're not sure how to connect the edges, see, let me select the shift right click. We have a multi-cut tool. Now I click on this edge, then I click on the other end. Now I hit enter. It's probably connected. Now let's do the same here. Click on this edge, then I click on this edge. Now enter. It's probably the same. Similarly, I click on this side, and then one on this side. Press enter. Then similarly one on this side and one on this side, and press enter. It has to be a connected one. Now I shift right click, I move to my object mode. Now I shift right click, I choose smooth. Look at that, it's properly smooth there. Yeah, it seems, see, there is some problem here. The edges are triangle shape, which means there is something problem here. Whereas here we don't have a problem, this is properly connected. I believe, yeah. Whereas here we have a problem, seems the edge is not connected properly. Look at that. That is too bad. There is an extra vertex. So right click, go to vertex mode, select that, right click, go to vertex mode, select this vertex and hit delete. Yep, that will do. Let me select this vertex and see how it works. Yeah, this vertex, yeah. Now I right click, I switch to object mode. Now shift right click, apply smooth. Okay, now it is perfect. So this is how troubleshooting has to be. So whenever you feel it's not perfect, you should fix it. Similarly, look at this, the top side section, it also doesn't have a proper faces. So we have to fix that also. So, anyway. So I just save this as my file, save scene as okay, class 4 file, right? Okay, now it's done. Now what's the next thing is? The next thing is we have done up to this, and if you need more shapes like taking a cylinder and just scaling it up, scaling it down or up. Let me go to my side view. So let me press E and rotate, and here I give -90 to make it a perfect one. Then I press R, scale it down. Perspective view. It's here. Go to my top view, press E, put it this here to a degree of -90 would do. You could see the object is inside, the object is inside. So maybe we don't want them to be conveyed too much. Maybe this is fine. Shift D. Again, I'm the shift key. So this will do the magic. Again, I control D. So let me take one backup. Let's see what happens. A minus B. So shift right click. You have booleans and difference. Let's see how it works. Okay. Now A minus B G. A minus B G. A minus B G. A minus B G. So here we have sections like this. So here your gun looks like this. And if you want to see the output, you can go to Arnold. Then you have the Arnold render view. Then press the play button. You can see how the output looks like. So here you have the gun. Yep, we pass this and I close it. This is just for my reference. And see, one more thing, this is an edge. These edges are needed for mapping purposes, because if you select these edges and delete, there might be a chance that the shape may not remain as the same. So I highly advise you to not delete these edges, because it might look proper here, but when you try to render, there might be some problem. Yeah, you see that now? This problem happened because we deleted the connecting edges. So I recommend you guys to not delete the edges. So let me, yeah, now you can see that. So this lines may look like odd in your Maya window, but it helps you in making the shape perfect while rendering in Arnold or any other rendering tool. Yeah, so okay, let me set the file. So I delete this one. So now the next one is we are going to oh yeah. Before I go to the next one, let's look here. Look at this object. This is a single object where the shape looks like that. I would like to go to my okay. I'm in the front view. So now you can see that this is the hole which happened. Let me select this object and shift right click. And you could see mirror. Let me go to the mirror options. So in the mirror options, look at this one. This is x-axis. So I want to make my mirror in the x-axis and the world. Let's mirror. Now you can see that the mirror is applied. Yeah, you can see now the mirror is applied. This object is mirrored on this side. You guys see that? Yeah, there's mirror on this side. And if you would like to move them a little, yeah, you can move them. Let me put this aside. Yeah, however you wish. So you can do that. That is it. Is that? Yeah. Let's see that. So the same side has been mirrored to this side, which is actually how it's happening is it's just mirror the same object. Okay. So I think this is better. I press W. That's it. It's done. Now you could get the same design on the other side of the object. So I press 4 to check. Anything else I can scroll down. Okay, that's cool. Now the same shape is there also. And you could add some more things like you can add some things like, let me select this one. Let me go to my paint selection tool and press B, left click and drag, and look at this one. We're able to select this faces and you can make some design of your own. And I could see the faces are selected. Do not select this one. Hold the control key and select that. And I can make some shapes of your own, like shift right click, extrude face. Then you guys can scale them down. G, push them inside. G, then pull them outside. So now you can see how it works. And shift right click, insert edge to add one here. Now you can shift right click and apply smooth to see how the output will be. Yeah, now output will be like this. So you can put your Arnold render view and check that. Yeah, let's see how this shows. Yeah, make that. So this is the way you can make any shapes when you wish, and this is because the loop is small. So if you just shift right click and add on more smooth, then you can get a smooth there. So now there's a more smooth. Similarly, you can make shapes for the guy. Look at that. So, yeah. Let me close this and Z. Yeah. Z. Good. And if you'd like to mirror the shape on the other side, we could do that also. Select the object and shift right click and mirror along the x-axis. It has to be x and mirror. Done. You can see that. Great. Now select this object and apply smooth option box. Instead of division 1, I want to make it division 2 because now you can see that. Put your Arnold, render view, and play. Yeah. Now you can see the object shape there. It's perfect. Let's stop this. Close. Is it? Okay. Let me save this file. It is class 4. So the file is class 4.5. Okay. Similarly, you can keep on adding more designs and shapes, and I would recommend you guys to add more shapes by using the Boolean and things. Similarly, look here, we have another shape. So let me take a more structure. Look at this here in the position of 90. It's perfect. And let me take it here, position it here, and go to the frame and check whether it is at the frame or not. No, it's not. Let's bring it to yourself. And look at this one. I think I have a problem there. Like I don't know whether I'm positioning it properly at the center exact. I don't know. Could I able to? If I zoom in further, no, it's not proper. Okay, I think it's proper. It's proper. Let me zoom in further. No, it's not proper. Let me zoom in further. No, it's not proper. It keeps on going, man. It keeps on goes. So it's because the object is not properly aligned with this one. It's not properly aligned. So these are some of the problems we might face in that. So before, let's see how to align that properly. So the first thing I want to do is let me save this file, and this is my object 2 cylinder, and this is the inject. This is the this is the injector. So I want this object to align to this object. So let's say I want this object, child object, to align to this parent object. So you could select that by holding the first one, click, then hold your shift, and click on the object on which it has to align. Great. Now go to your modify menu. There you can see align to, and remember the option is like you have to select first the object which has to align and the object to which it is referred to align. So I want this to align to this. So shift select this. And go to your modify menu. You have align to. Right. Now you can see that the alignment is there. Now this outline, this small line where there is no fill color, okay, this is your object which has to align, and this solid structure is the object on which the cylinder has to align. In our case, this filled color is this one, and the outline color is for the cylinder. So this is usually you can use it. So let me click this one. Yeah, you see that. Let me click this one. Oh, that's too much. This one. Okay, no. Okay, you see that? So that's how it works. Like, no, click here. Is that? No, again. So on the left, on the right, but here look at that, on the center. Yeah, now this object is exactly to the center of this object. That is exactly what we wanted. And look at this one. Oh, no, I want this. Yeah. So now it's perfectly aligned. Good see that. So working on this alignment will take some time. You have to practice a few times in order to make this under control, and always remember that the way you rotate your viewport, based on that, the controls with whichever you get on the viewport will also vary. So if you are in this angle, it would show you only alignment based on this view. If you rotate your viewport, you could see the changes of that. Now this in this view, yeah. So it keeps on goes like that. So yeah, this is much better. So keep on practice with the align tools until you come to know to align it properly. Yeah, now it is on the center because 4. Yeah, see that? Yeah. So this is align tool is really a good one. Now I could see in my front view it is properly at the center. It is properly at the center. You just go on. Just keep on going. You could see that now it's properly smooth. The only thing is I would just want to bring it down a little bit. I press W, I just pull it down. I'm sorry. I select the cylinder, then I pull this down. That would work. So this is one certain way you could align them properly to the middle of the object. Yeah. Now press F. Now let's select these faces. I just take my mouse, I draw a shape. Now all the faces are selected, but whereas I don't want to select all the faces, I don't want these faces, so I use my control key to deselect these faces. Control key. Now you can see that only these faces are selected. Press 4 to ensure that only the first front face to faces are selected. Now shift right click, you can go for extrude face, or you can just hold your shift and do it. I hold my shift and I could holding my shift, I press R for scaling, then I hold my shift, I could scale them down. Then I press W, I hold shift, I pull them out. Then I press R, I scale them out again. Yep. I press W, pull them a little out. Then I again press G, I pull them out, sorry. I press shift, holding shift, I just pull it out. Then again R, holding shift, I just scale it. And again G, sorry, again press my R again, and I could push them a little inside the shift, and then I press R, then I hold my shift key, then I press W, push or pull it out, and I hold the shift key, pull it out again, press R, and I scale it out. So then from here I press G again, sorry, I hold my shift and I pull it out as a big needle there. Then I press R, press F, scale it down. Could you guys notice that I'm scaling it diagonally, and please show how it doesn't have to scale it diagonally. That's fun. Right click, come to object mode. That's it, that's done. So now you could feel that it's perfect. It's like there's an injection there, so whenever it senses the temperature, this injection would come out and it would pierce the human and to feed the vaccine. But this feels a little overkill. This feels a little too much. Maybe we could bring down the size a little bit. Yeah, that would fix. Okay. Now this will do. So it seems like now this injection can be filled in the magazines, so that would cure the human. And before we proceed with that, I would like to know let me select this one. I would like to take a duplicate, Control D. Why did I take a duplicate? Because I want to make some shapes. Okay. So I want the shape, and maybe I can scale this up a little bit. Okay, scale it up. Now let me go to my shift right click and mirror along the Z axis. I want this to mirror on the Z axis now. So mirror. I think I have to go with the mirror of -y. Is that is red, direction is plus. Yeah. Now this is fine, perfect. Now this, yeah. Now you can see it is a little bigger. I want it to be a little more bigger. Yeah, like this. Great. Now now let me select this faces here. Press F. I shift right click, extrude face. I select the scale. Okay, then scale it down. Then press G, push it inside. Good. Right click, go to object mode. It's done. So now I would like to select. Oh, now look at that. I don't need these edges. It's all waste because it's a straight line. Straight line doesn't need these edges. So I right click, I go to my edge mode, I double click the edge, so the entire edge line will be selected. I hold in the control key and hit delete. Now the entire edge loop is deleted. I right click and go to vertex to see is there any vertex there? No. So the line is entirely removed along with the vertices. That's true. And look at this face. I don't need these faces also. So let me select these faces. Control deselect these faces. Okay. Press forward to verify whether did I selected any other faces. No, I delete that. Because I don't want any extra edges or faces or polygons in my model other than what I intended for. So anyway, this shape will be inside the gun. So it won't come outside. So select the object, go to my shelf, center pivot, put it inside. Yeah, this will do. Now you guys can see that. Yep, now it's fine. It's quite fine. And let me put this inside. Great. So that's it. The object works perfect now. Yes, now this would work. Yep. So I think now it's done. Let's go to our mold, render view, play, and see how this looks like. Okay. So guys, it's up to you. You don't need to stick exactly with my design. If you're not comfortable with the design I have, you can scale it up, you can scale it down, you can make some more holes here, you can take a cylinder, you can put it there, you can union it or you can subtract it, you can boolean it, and you can make some shapes. And I would recommend you guys to add a button for the magazine, so whenever they press the button, the magazine would fall down or come down. So it would be good if you add some button here. Maybe I go to my right multi-cut, and maybe you can select this shape and you can make one more button kind of shapes. Or I think shift right click, I go to insert edge loop. Yeah, this would work. Yeah, look at that. That's too much. Undo. I click again. Maybe. Yeah, this would work. Now you can add here a button, or you can add here a button. So it's up to you, like how you want this to work based on that. Maybe you can select this face, you can shift right click, you can extrude it. You can pull it out a little. Press G and split it. Okay, split it out. Yeah, you can split it like that. So it's something like you'll be having a button here. So whenever you press the button, the magazine will fall down or fall out. So kind of the design you can make. I'm just telling you how to make some more extra design for your gun. So similarly, you can have some more extra shapes here or here. So it's up to you. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can even add your own shapes, like you can take a poly. Cube and stop, close, and I press E, just rotate it and make it as minus 90 degree, and I let me select, I press R, and I can show this view. Let me scale this down. Yep, and let me go to my insert edge loop, one here and one here. Now right click and I go to my edge loop, double click, this selector, double click, this selector. Now press R and scale it down. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah. Now you can see how the shape is on the downside. Right click, go to object mode. Then again, shift right click, insert edge loop. I add one here, and I add one here. Then let me select this, shift right click, and go to smooth. Yeah, so yeah, this is how it works. Maybe a button like that. But here, shift right click, go to smooth option box. I just need division to be once. One time smooth is fine. So if your object having a 10 poly, if you give division 1, the 10 will be converted into another 1, into 10 into 2. So it's like 100. So it will keep on increasing. So this is what it does. So this will do. And maybe and I would like to tell you one more thing. Let's see that. Let me tell you something. Let me select the cylinder. Now at the beginning, when you scroll down the channel box, you could see the history, and at the down you could see poly cylinder. Just click that, and you can see the division is 20. And after that, I added some insert edge loop, I made some tweak, I added rings and everything. Now if we go back to the initial history and select and change this from 20 to 30, let's see what happens. Yeah, this deformation happens because you're ruining the history, because there are many things done after that. So if you change the history now, it won't be properly. So that we should keep in mind. So let me undo. Let me undo that. Undo that. Yeah. See, now it's proper. Now come down, cylinder. Increase it from 20 to 30. Oh, still the shape is the problem. Okay, now I think it may work. Yeah, now it works. Okay, now it's cool. Now select that. Shift right click, insert edge loop. That would do the good. Then right click, double click the edge, or let's get it down a little. Shift right click again, insert edge loop. Double click, let's get it down a little. Select this one, and I don't need the case at the back. So let me see. Third ways, like you can select everything. Yeah, you could search everything. And now except this one, I don't want anything. So I hold my control key, I deselect these things. So this is the way you could do that. Okay, or there's another way, like you can use your paint selection tool. You can choose your paint selection and you could paint them. Press B, left click and drag. Press and hold the B key, left click and drag. The brush size will increase or decrease. So you can add some selection, you can control and deselect something. So that's also it work. So yeah. So let me select the paint selection. Now look at that. It's also easy to select the faces, but I always after selection I verify whether any extra face or selection not, and I just delete these faces because it's not needed. Because the individual will see only this shape here. You can't see what's inside the gun. So we put this inside. And before I do that, we go here. So raise the gun. Raise the gun. Press 4 for wireframe view. That's that will do. Maybe like this. Save the file. Similarly, we can add certain buttons here, there, and one for lock and safety purpose. When you look into normal gun, there will be safety purpose and many things are there. But this is not a kind of a gun which is used to end a life. It is a kind of a gun to give life to people by making them live long by using this vaccinator. So we have to keep that also in mind before adding too much of designs. So know the purpose, then do the design that would make many things better. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. And the one thing which I like with Automatic Render is look at that, you can select the object here. Even when you click the object here, you could see. Yeah. So you can select the object from the right from the render view. There is a good one. Now, before we go with that, before we go further, I just would like to name all this object properly. So we could do magic, stop, close, and let's see how it looks. Now, select this one. This is a view, and it's a viewfinder, or you can say there's a message or something. And this is your thermal sensor, and here is your injector, and this is your magazine load switch. So that's fine. Here is your trigger. So yep, and this is jacker, base, things are fine. And this is your press F, and this is just your and so sun holder, and this is your sun syringe. That's it, I believe. So so I think these are all the objects we have now in the scene. But when you look in the outliner, there are many other shapes there. There are many other shapes like maybe is there anything else you're hiding inside layer? No. Then what other layers are doing? It's like all these things. Yeah. Okay. So I save this scene now. Or then we go to full and file save scene as. I'm going to gun, name this gun for texturing. Yeah, this way. So this is gun for texturing. So let's select this model. Now look at this. What's the scene size? Let me see there. Let me go to my China modeling class, then scenes, and look at gun texturing now. The file is 224 KB. Please do keep that in mind. It's 224 KB. So let's go back to my app. And here, look at that. Each object has its own history. You see that? Yeah, each and every object has its own history. So let me select all these objects here. And let me go to edit, delete by type history. Now you can see that many of the objects are destroyed from the scene, and only a few objects are there. Now all these objects have no history with them. So it's just like, see, there are no histories for any objects here. Let me hope remember the file size is 224 KB. So let me save this scene again. Yep, I just okay. The size remains the same. Anyway, it will make some changes after we close my file. Okay, so now it's ready. There are no other objects which is not required. This image plane I don't need. Just delete it. And view base injector, and there's another image plane, and delete that. And sky dome is the light we have around. This is the light of our null, and I think everything is perfect and fine. Let me save the scene. For done texturing, and next we're going to texture this one. Let's see how to texture them. And one more thing I would recommend you guys is to align each object properly or on each other. For example, if there is too much space you find between these two, okay, then I would recommend you to select this, then this, and go to modify and align to, and align it properly. Look at that, you can align them properly however you wish. So please do keep it in mind. You have to align them. Only then you could avoid the extra space or something, or you can merge them. You can do something like that. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's talk about texturing. Thank you for the session.